In Season 2, Episode 2 of Invasion, we learn what's been going on in Travant and Jamila's lives after seeing what happened to Anisha Malik and Mitsuki Yamato in the previous episode. Travant and Jamila, along with Casper, had survived a brush with death, and the experience had left a big mark on them. They tried several times to put it out of their minds and go on with their lives, but couldn't make it work. Find out whether Jamila and Travant get into any form of problems in the second episode. Casper, who had supposedly perished defending humanity from extraterrestrial invaders, makes his presence known to Jamila Houston in the opening moments of Episode 2, Chasing Ghosts. Jamila begins a crazy search for Casper before remembering that she is simply dreaming. Jamila tells her mother about her dreams at home in Wellingborough, England. She manages to persuade her mother that Casper helped put an end to the roles and that her pal is still alive. Jamila's mother, though, is certain that Casper must be dead. Travant Cole, who helped Casper and Jamila during their fight against the aliens, is now living in Florida with his sister's family. When asked about the chances of humans winning against the aliens, Travant seems not looking good. Travant's nephew, Jordan, almost drowns after falling into the pool during a party. Jordan is saved by Travant, but he explodes, confirming Jordan's biggest fears about an extraterrestrial invasion. Travant goes on a quick shopping later, but first uses the internet at a cyber center to learn more about the aliens' convulsions. Meanwhile, Jamila learns that the aliens have wrecked safe areas outside London, turning the air their bad in the process. After hearing the story of the Red Moon from a homeless guy taking supplies for his family, Jamila lets him go. Travant and his sister had a fight when he arrives home. Despite the chance of extraterrestrial invasion, Travant's sister insists that most people just want to spend time with their loved ones at home. She thinks Travant's fight, though, is outside the neighborhood. So, she begs Travant to take up arms, and the fight is always on his mind. Jamila, meanwhile, goes beyond the safe area in her search for Casper. In a note to her mother, she writes that finding Casper may be humanity's only hope against the invaders. In the midst of her journey across the wasteland, Jamila is stopped by two soldiers. The troops tell her the hospital she's looking for is no longer in operation. In addition, she is harmed by the bad local air. When the troops arrive to take Jamila to a safe place, she runs away and makes her journey across the wastes on her own. Travant is still looking for info about Casper's seizures and swirly sketches online. Eventually, Travant's digging leads him to McCurtain County in Oklahoma, where a spiral quite similar to the sketches was found. As a result, Travant leaves Florida and heads to Oklahoma, trying to find more info. However, Jamila's search for Casper ends in futility when she visits the hospital only to learn that Casper no longer works there. Travant seems to have a chat with Casper, who is still alive, but nursing his wounds. Travant finds that McCurtain County is well guarded and fortified after landing there. Travant disguises himself as an army soldier and sneaks inside the facility by drawing on his experience in the armed forces. However, the soldiers discover Travant's lying and take him into custody because of it. Travant, who has been imprisoned, tries to find an out. Casper may be in danger, and Jamila finds an important hint that may help her locate him. After having a bunch of bad dreams and visions about Casper being in danger, Jamila begins her search for him in this episode. When the things she saw in her visions begin to come true, she is certain that Casper is trying to contact her. This motivates Jamila to go out into the dark alone in search of Casper. In the end, Jamila learns that Casper has been transferred to another hospital in Paris, France. But she can't go from London to Paris since she doesn't have a plane ticket. After making a pit break, she visits the refugee camp where she runs into Alfie and Darwin. Alfie and Darwin debate whether or not to help Jamila look for Casper, but decide to do so. The search for a ride brings the gang to a fancy house. They see a number of vehicles in the parking lot and try to steal one. The house's owners switch places after an accident involving Alfie and Darwin that sets off the car alarm. When Jamila arrives at Montgomery Monty Cuttermill's place, she is taken aback since he was the class bully who tormented Casper. To wait for their parents' return, Jamila finds out that Monty and his younger sister Penny have holed up in the mansion. However, Jamila persuades Monty and Penny that staying in the risky area is not in their best interests and invites them to join the gang on their trip to Paris. Since Monty's dad owns a Paris flat, he offers to drive everyone there. Jamila, Monty, Penny, Alfie, and Darwin leave England to go to France in search of Casper at the end of the episode.